Figure out how to tell the public immediately that there is no danger after false alarms. That's what the mayor and lawmakers want from anyone able to trigger emergency sirens and alerts. Gina Mangieri's always investigating. Gina?
Well, after Honolulu Police Dispatch accidentally set off emergency sirens yesterday evening, it took tweets from the mayor's office and eventual mobile alerts and press releases from HPD and state emergency management to clear things up. County leaders want a faster way to correct false alarms and prevent them from happening in the first place. Outdoor sirens blared across Oahu and even Kahului Wednesday evening just after 5 o'clock. KHON2 fielded hundreds of calls wanting to know what was going on, and no official information was available for 6 minutes. Honolulu Mayor Kirk Caldwell says he was at a meeting in Waimanalo when he heard the sirens.
When the siren went off, I got concerned and immediately had one of our guys, Jim Howe, who's the head of EMS, make a call and determined that it was an error, and that we quickly then got out a tweet issued by the mayor's communication office saying it was a false alarm.
That was at 5:12 p.m. And a couple minutes later at 5:14, HPD sent out its mobile alert stating false emergency warning activation. There is no current emergency. Chief Susan Ballard said it was HPD's error during a dispatch training session.
I totally apologize for any inconvenience to the public. I know, after the missile scare, this is, was something that I'm sure, did not sit well with people, and I totally understand that.
I think that shows her willingness to step forward, even when there's bad news, to accept blame when there's blame to take, and then to talk about how to do better.
Always Investigating found out that 9 different state and county agencies are able to activate outdoor sirens. So not just HIEMA, but every county's police department and every county emergency management agency. What will you do in the coming days to make sure that anybody who can fire off alarms within the county infrastructure has a prevention against mistakes?
Yeah. So obviously, as I mentioned, we do want to sit down and talk about what happened and what can we do to be better. And one of them is to make sure those kind of mistakes cannot happen in real time. That, if there's a mistake, an easier way to recall it or to get information out, we should have programs in place to quickly get it out to all of you. And how do we tighten up the time from 6 minutes to 5 minutes to 3 minutes to 1 minute? I've asked this morning, is there some way it's just automatic? We don't have to have our communications department at City Hall actually tweet it out. It's something that could happen almost immediately.
As to who among all those agencies can fire off sirens when necessary, the mayor says they'll look at establishing a pecking order.
There should be a chain of command. There should be a limited number of people that can do it.
County lawmakers also want to see some changes, among them Council member Tommy Waters, who chairs the Public Safety Committee.
They just got off the phone with the chief.
What'd she tell you?
And one of the things that they learned was that in the dispatch room, you cannot hear the siren. So that's something that we need to change.
So did they even know it was going off right away?
I can't speak to that, but it doesn't sound like it if they couldn't hear the sirens themselves from dispatch.
He, too, wants to see more preventive measures and instant ways to send out corrective messages. The fact that there is still no oops button or oops message after the state missile crisis, shouldn't all agencies have that by now?
Absolutely. And again, these trainings should not be conducted on live consoles. That's the bottom line, really. I mean, look, this is now twice that it's happened, and once is too many times. The message should come out immediately from the same console that it was a false alarm or a training.
After the false missile alert, state and federal lawmakers held hearings and independent panels. Waters says the county council will wait and see on this one.
If we don't get the answers that we're looking for, or at least answering our questions, then yeah, I think it's appropriate to do a hearing. But I'd like to wait to see what her further statement and investigation shows.
Now, I have asked all of the other 6 county emergency management agencies and police departments if they will be making similar changes to their warning systems after lessons learned from the missile and HPD false alarms. I'll report back with any changes they plan to make. Back to you.